I'm first generation African American, and I'm sort of that one, black sheep in the family.
I'm gay, so that was a big part of it, and seeing, what the LGBT environment is here in Amsterdam and in the Netherlands.
I'm really interested in, gender equality and human rights.
That sounds so interesting. I've never seen that in anything offered to teenagers.
I come from a traditionally conservative part of the country, so I thought it would be interesting to see how I can improve my environment at home, at school, and in the general community.
But I feel like with the rights that it carries, that's what's important.
I come from a really conservative family as well. My family's Muslim, and certain things my parents and I don't agree on, but I sort of just decided, I need to make my own path, my own ideals, and I need to have my own way of thinking.
It's different than in the US. Yeah, definitely. The group dynamic is very diverse. There are some people who are gender fluid or gender queer, and I think it's really interesting. I've never met a person who is gender fluid. So just being able to ask questions and just kind of erasing stigmas in my own mind, I think it's interesting learning from others.
There were all of these things that immediately we could say, oh, I feel exactly the same way, me too, me too. So we just immediately clicked.
I talk to them about things that I wouldn't talk to my friends that I've known for years, just because I feel like we all sort of respect and understand each other on a deeper level than, perhaps people at home don't.
That's like a big celebration.
The Hangout is just a place for LGBT youth and allies to come and, hang out. And it's basically like a support system for the youth in Rotterdam. And we did a lot of interesting things. They gave us a slam poetry workshop.
I'm a queer woman of color and I'm 17. I'm 17 and scared of all the bigotry and abuse brought onto those of the queer community.
I can't breathe through all of the misrepresentation and inequality. I'm suffocating on all of these isms, phobias, and stereotypes, and my curiosity drives me crazy because if I can ask all of these questions, why can't I ever find the answers?
We watched videos about sexual orientation and gender identities and gender diversity.
Some of the things I've been learning so far have been what is transgender, how many different gender identities are there, what's genderqueer, what is gay, lesbian, bi, how many different sexualities there are.
It was just really interesting and really, really fun hanging out with all the people from the Hangout because, they were so open and they welcomed us with open arms.
We did a community service activity where a few of us went and walked around with elderly people from an LGBT, etc. friendly old folks home. One of them had lived through World War II and had been there when, many gay people were sent to concentration camps and were killed. And so having lived from that moment of extreme oppression all the way up to today where there's certificates for gay-friendly old folks' homes. And so they've seen the AIDS epidemic, they've seen the 60s, they've seen the creation of same-sex marriage. We were both able to learn from it and to help give back a little bit. So that felt great.
With a program like this, you really get to open up students' eyes and then send them out to the world.
I feel like going on this trip really helped me get inspired by my group leaders, the city, the country, and people in the group as well.
I think that I've grown just by realizing that, I live my life a certain way, but other people live their lives in a totally different way, and it's fine. And it's just different, and it's interesting to learn about those differences.
I'm a queer woman of color. I'm the perfect mix of minorities. And, I can persevere through prejudices and discrimination and all this stuff and still, do what I want to do.
If someone asked me if they should do the experiment, I would say yes, do it. It'll change the way you think about your life, and it'll change the way that you want to live your life.